Tahir, and so Tahir, thank you for joining. You're muted.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wa alaikum. I know.
It's it's still, look, when we say wa alaikum, you know that this is also a respectful way for Muslims to respond to those who we consider non-Muslims. So it's not.
It says in the Quran, do not say of those who greet you with the greeting of priests, you are not a believer. So unfortunately, you fall down at the very first hurdle. But please, I want to hear what you have to say.
Anyway.
I've been listening backstage.
So,
and
yes, you have been listening backstage, and I know how eager you were to jump on. Now, obviously, you've heard the entire length of the presentation, but just to summarize it for you, what we really want you to answer to is the following, and we'll go point by point. And in terms of time, me and the brothers, we've agreed that if we sense a flow in the conversation, then we'll allow it to do so. But if we feel like we need to put a timer on, then we will do that as well. So basically, it just depends on how the conversation is. But the first point that we would like you to address is the claim of Mirza Ghulam when he says that it has been documented by physicians and even Hindus that a person with both male and female organs can self-impregnate.
No. He didn't say organs. The Urdu does not say organs. It says females with both characteristics, male and female. Okay,
male and female characteristics.
He didn't say organs. There's nothing about organs. He says it's a female. It's a female who has both characteristics, male and female, and she can produce sperm within herself and get pregnant by herself.
Okay.
This is what Mirza wrote. Okay. Endorsing it, by the way, endorsing it.
Yeah, I know. So obviously I'm thinking of what he's actually referring to, so that's why I said that. But you're right. It's best to stick to the text.
It's very important to stick to the original. It's very important to stick to the original and talk exactly about what he wrote. Okay, talk about what he wrote exactly. Yeah.
So that would be, instead of listing out all the stuff, we'll go point by point. I've written them down. So inshallah, if this can be the first thing you address, I'll hand it over to you to address.
Yeah, I mean, what's the format as well? Is it 2 minutes? Is it 2 minutes?
No. So like I said, if we feel like the conversation with you and the conversation can flow, then we'll let it flow. But if I feel like the 2 minute timer will need to be used, I will do so. So essentially what we're asking for now is evidence of Mirza Ghulam's claim that physicians and Hindus have been able to provide evidence of a female who has both male and female characteristics giving birth.
I mean, this is just silly, actually. I don't know why you're asking me to go on. Just answering.
It is silly what Mirza said.
It's like when I was listening, I thought to myself, this is, forgive me, it's a Bendu allegation, as we might say. It's a real Bendu allegation.
I agree.
It's a Bendu allegation.
Because Mirza Ghulam was a Bendu.
Yeah, he was a Bendu.
No. The allegation. You see, you can't even understand basic English. Never mind. It's a Bendu allegation. You see?
By the way, Bendu means a villager. Bendu means
I know.
A villager.
It means somebody uneducated.
For the audience.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm married to a Pakistani, so I know what it means as well.
it means villager, but it's used as an uneducated term. And I don't mean to really insult you with that. I'm just
address the point, please.
Okay.
Please address the point.
Okay, right. So the first thing is that the first point I want to make actually is that it's a strange thing that he should firstly insult Isa or Maryam alayhi salam, when in actual fact he claimed to be their similitude. I mean, you guys also make allegations that he had a vision where he saw himself as Maryam, right? He himself claimed to be the second coming of Isa, the reflection of Isa alayhi salam. I'll answer your question.
No. But the thing is, look, like I said, we value.
If you're like this.
No, hold on a second. I said this very clearly.
Already.
No. What's not reasonable, right, is we asked you to address something specific.
This is not an acceptable way to speak to people, that they get through half a sentence you don't like how it's going and you immediately shut them down.
No,
This
we,
is easy.
I've said
It's
we
not a
like-
yes.
we actually
It's not a
a
yes.
few sentences.
Tahir,
This
Tahir,
is not a yes. No.
we like it to be fruitful. That's why we asked you a specific question about Mirza's
Yeah, that's fine.
writing.
That's fine. I'm making
Mirza said there is such research where physicians have claimed that there is a female with both characteristics who can get excited and produce sperm within herself and get pregnant.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll get to
we
it.
want you to specifically address. We want you to specifically address this point. This point.
I will
only.
address this point. No. It doesn't work like that. No. It absolutely doesn't work like that. When you came on my stream and I was moderating, I said,
Okay. I've muted you because, as I already said, it's not about what happened on previous streams or or any of that stuff. I've laid down the house rules, right? I don't know why you're sitting back in your chair and feeling all deflated and stuff. You've been told explicitly before you came on what the house rules were. Now, if you don't like the house rules, you are more than welcome to leave. Okay, but and the thing is, you're saying this is a Pendu allegation. This is not an allegation. It was read from the text itself. We are reading directly from. Now, if it's Pendu, then you have to ask yourself why it's Pendu, right? Because it's coming from Mirza Ghulam. So if anything, the Pendu statement that's being made is from the person that you deem to be a prophet. So this is what we're asking you to defend it, not call it silly. We know it's silly, but you are the one that believes it, right? So please, I'm gonna don't all right, don't unmute yourself when I mute you. All right. So I've muted you again, and I'm gonna make it very clear. The house rule has been made clear, and we're gonna give you a chance, right? And like I said, this is your first chance already. You've already took you less than 2 minutes to get rid of your first chance. You'll have a second chance now to address this directly. So when Mirza Ghulam, and I'll repeat it to you again, when Mirza Ghulam is stating that physicians and Hindus have done research on this and have stated that this is a phenomenon that can happen, provide some sort of research that will prove that Mirza Ghulam is truthful.
Yeah, and Mirza says accomplished physicians. He says muhakkik tabib, accomplished physicians. And I'm assuming Tahir is one of them. Tahir is also an accomplished physician. Obviously, he has studied. He is educated in the West, here in Britain, and he is a medical practitioner. If I'm correct in this, so Tahir is the best person to comment on this. So can you please produce, Tahir, that accomplished research by accomplished physicians that states that women can have both characteristics, men and female, and they can produce sperm within themselves and get pregnant. Go ahead. Without male.
If you go to an article on Al-Hakam, which is an Ahmadi website, it's called The Virgin Birth Scientific Plausibility. You will see an article which talks about mosaicism, chimerism as well. They're two different types. Epigenetics, epigenetic programming, and applied epigenetic reprogramming. I'm sure none of you will understand any of it, but you should go on it.
We just
let me finish.
I'm going to. I will respond. Don't worry. I will respond to you.
Do you want the scientific references or not?
Yeah. Go.
Share your screen if you want.
No, you can look at. I mean, I can, but I'm.
Just one thing. You need to produce those research which has been done in the time of Mirza Ghulam. Okay.
I don't have access to them.
Okay. Sorry, what?
I don't have access to them.
No. When Mirza Ghulam, I don't know what common sense. Tahir, it is common sense. When Mirza Ghulam is writing, can I complete? When Mirza Ghulam is writing, there were research already in front of him. That's why he wrote this. Or his line.
You interrupted me. I was going through scientific research. I was presenting you references from nature. I was talking about.
You need to produce the research at Mirza Ghulam's time.
No. It doesn't make him false if I can't find his references, mate.
No, one second. Because Mirza, look, Tahir. Mirza claimed muhakkik tabib.
Okay.
Muhakkik. Wait 1 second. Muhakkik means researchers.
I've got something better than 19th century researchers. I've got 21st century researchers.
Let me
19th century, I've got 21st century researchers.
Yes, fine. Mirza was not talking of the future. Mirza was talking of the past. Mirza said, wait, what? One second, Tahir, please.
Go on, finish,
Mirza
please.
was talking of the past.
I should also
Mirza referenced two sources for this. Number one source was accomplished physicians. Number one. Number two, Hindus. He referenced two sources to claim this point and to endorse this point. He said, no, it's not only me who's saying this, it's these accomplished physicians and Hindus. Okay, so firstly, before we get to Hindus, we want to know about those accomplished physicians who had produced this research, whether they were Greek or Roman or Islamic or British, because Mirza was alive in colonial India, right? So they were accomplished physicians, British, white, English accomplished physicians already in India. So maybe Mirza was referencing one of those papers. So
that's fine. So I can tell you this. I can read to you clear verses where he says that our faith and belief is that Jesus was born of no father and Allah has the power to do all things. Al-Hakam, June 24th, 1901. I can go through multiple references where he says he believes in the virgin birth.
But we're not discussing those. This is a contradiction.
As for his references, so I've got multiple verses that show that your nonsense allegation that because there is a biological mechanism for a miracle, therefore it's not a miracle, is nonsense. Everybody understands that the explanation of a miracle
is not biological.
You're not letting me finish.
Is not biological.
You're not letting me finish. And again, you're not letting me finish. That's absolute nonsense, as you know, right? When the splitting of the moon occurred, there have been lots of mufassirin who have talked about the different mechanisms by which that could have occurred. When the splitting of the sea occurred, the Red Sea, there have been lots of mufassirin who discussed. Please, let me finish.
You're digressing.
The explanation, no, not digressing. The explanation of the mechanism of a miracle does not detract from the miracle. The miracle.
Tahir, before we get to miracles and Mirza's view on virgin birth, before we get to that, first, do you concede that there is no such research by the 19th century? Do you concede?
He died in 1908. I was born in 1989. I don't know what he read, but I can provide you 21st century references, and that I don't know his references is irrelevant. It doesn't even have any bearing upon the topic.
Listen, Tahir, we have been repeatedly showing, using different references, that Mirza was attributing things to people that didn't exist. That's the point. Wait. So what is the greater point here?
He lived 120 years ago. How do you know what he read?
Okay.
Is this meant to be a strong argument? This is a joke. This is an absolute
joke. Okay, so no. So here's the thing.
You made a good point showing that parthenogenesis can occur.
No. Look, Tahir,
Go on.
Give me a second. Right. What we're saying, all we are saying, right, is that when Mirza Ghulam is making this claim at his time, we are not saying to you present evidence that he was specifically referring to. We are simply saying present something that is contemporary to him, right? Now, you've already stated that, or previous to him, right? However, listen, no, that's fine. You don't have that, and I agree with you that simply because you don't have that information at hand doesn't necessitate that he was lying. I agree with that. However, it is down to your community to present this information to substantiate his truthfulness. Now, with regards,
you've had 100 years. 1 second. You've had 100 years, Tahir. You've had 100. Your Jamaat has been at it for 100 years since 1908, when Mirza died. You've had 100 years. You cannot produce any research by any accomplished physicians at the time of Mirza or before Mirza that proves that a woman can get pregnant by herself, and
if you want an hour to go away and find something, that is not a problem. That's not an issue.
I'll be honest with you. I can probably find you evidence within the next 15 minutes.
Well, mate, you got 15 minutes then to do that, innit?
Yeah, come back in 15 minutes.
No. My point is this. My point is this. This is humbly my point, okay? It's a ridiculous thing to ask for, because the actual allegation is that by virtue of advancing a biological plausible mechanism for a miracle, he is therefore denying the miracle. Now, that is actually a really reasonable question for you to ask me, and it's actually a really reasonable question for you to ask me. Please let me finish sentence, please, my friend. Come on, you guys, you gotta give me a little bit.
No, you're right. Okay,
it's a bit ridiculous if I can't even get finish a sentence at once. if you
But
ask
we're
me
not
about
discussing that point, Tahir. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. You see, Tahir,
Okay.
the frustrating
Adnan bhai,
conversation is
Adnan bhai, I have the
we
research
discuss-
Mirza did.
we're doing apples and pears. We're doing
I
apples.
have the research Mirza.
I think,
I can
no,
present that.
Provost, but I think we should let him speak because he was trying to say something. Go on,
Okay.
Tahir.
But he's telling.
I know. What I'm
saying
look,
irrelevant things.
the reason why I think this question should be allowed because the reason why I think this should be allowed is because he's now questioning the very foundation of this claim, which is what is a miracle, and how do you actually deny it?
Separate discussion, brother.
I've got a good. Okay, I found it. I found it. Okay, Embryo Project Encyclopedia. Jacques Loeb, 1859 to 1924. Okay, so notably, Loeb showed scientists how to induce artificial parthenogenesis, thus refuting the idea that spermatozoa alone were necessary to develop eggs into embryos. He published his work in his experimental results showing artificial parthenogenesis in sea urchins in 1899. His work was further elaborated in 1913 book, Artificial Parthenogenesis and Fertilization. Next, please. Like I'd actually like.
Wait.
Let me finish.
You presented. Look, I have the research.
He said he hasn't finished. He said he hasn't finished. Let him finish, inshallah. Imtiaz, let him finish, inshallah.
I'll be honest with you guys. My place is a mess because I'm actually moving house, and if this is going to be the quality of the discussion, then I ain't got time for this nonsense, right?
Okay.
That's the reality. You know,
okay,
you
we
guys
understand.
I want to stay and have a reasonable discussion with you guys.
Yes, let's talk.
This is not productive.
Tahir,
you just read a reference. Wait, guys.
Yamini, you have to start the timer. There's no other option.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Please, Yamini, start the timer.
Start the timer.
We'll give him the 2 minutes.
A reference from 1859 and 1913, brother Tahir. Where in that reference do we find that a female can produce sperm herself by getting excited and get pregnant by herself? Okay. Now you have to understand my question. You quoted two references, one from 1859, one from 1913. Okay, you quickly went through them. You read the names. You read some technical, flashy terms, medical terms. Fine, I understand completely. Can you now explain the claim of Mirza by using those very references? Now that you have used those references, you're going to have to stand by them because you used them already. Okay. Wait. You're going to have to stand by them now. These two references you used, you're going to show me how a woman can produce sperm within herself by getting excited and get pregnant by using those.
Okay, 2 minutes, inshallah. Sign now.
Yeah, go ahead.
No problem. All right, so it's a nonsense point you've just made. Actually, completely nonsense point. I don't have to stand by anything because you asked me to show you the specific thing you asked me. You have to give me silence for 2 minutes, boys. The specific thing you asked me was show me a reference from the 19th or contemporary research which showed that the discussion on parthenogenesis was occurring. Okay, I showed you that. You didn't say in any way that I have to provide a scientific critique of his work. You're now advancing your requirement for me along lines which are completely non-stated in the initial proposal. In actual fact, the Holy Quran, talks about the fact that the angel sent to Maryam, alayhi salam, in Surah Al-Maryam was, what is the word used about him? It says, Basharan Sawiyan. Basharan Sawiyan. I would like to put it to you and ask you the question, what was the purpose of Allah mentioning that Allah sent to her a very handsome, well-proportioned man, if it had no relevance to the biological plausibility by which the virgin birth would occur? That is in actual fact a question you have to answer now. Second point I'm going to make is that...
How much time left, Yamini?
A minute. He still has a minute. I'll let you know.
Exactly. Thank you very much. The second point I want to make is the promised Messiah alayhi salam states very clearly, our faith and belief is that Jesus was born of no father and Allah has the power to do all things. The rationalists who try to establish that he was born of a human father are making a serious blunder. Al-Hakam, June 24th, 1901. God Almighty had informed the Jews through some of his prophets that a son would be born among them without a human father. Hamamatum Bushra, page 90. He also stated that the first thing which he did to bring this about was the creation of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam without the agency of a father, through the manifestation of his divine powers only, Muwahibur Rahman. So your entire approach at trying to misconstrue his position was, and the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat's position is that he was born without a father. If there was a biological mechanism that Allah had placed in Maryam, as per what the Quran says about her, that the girl was not like the male, the female was not like the male at the time of her birth, then that is within the purview of Allah's scope. Everything Allah does is through means. That does not mean it is not a miracle. The miracle, I'll just finish on this last sentence. That's fine. I'll finish on the last sentence. The miracle, from the Ahmadiyya standpoint of what a miracle is not that something breaks the law of nature, because God does not break his own laws. It is the utilization of a law of nature to produce a divine sign of exceptional significance. That's the miracle.
Brilliant.
Okay, now Adnan, inshallah, you can comment on that one. But basically, obviously, Tahir is a poor guy. He doesn't know the research which Mirza did. So I want to show the research, the extensive research Mirza did on this topic, and I want audience to enjoy that research. So let me share the screen, inshallah, so you can see it on the screen as well.
I don't speak Urdu very well, in all honesty. I don't read it very well.
You will understand. I will translate.
Your translation. I'm one second. There are others in the stream, like Dr. Muhammad Yahya, who's very available for reading Urdu and stuff. There's
Let me respond to you first.
I can't really answer or verify what you're going to be saying. So it's going to be
want the research. Let me give you the research.
It's an irrelevancy what the research was, but go for it. I mean, I'm going to show you that it's not.
I know.
Copy pasted.
Okay, now let's inshallah read the research. Ruhani Khazain, volume 2, page 99. Listen, dear listener, Adnan bhai, you need to translate this one as well. Okay. मुजफ्फरगढ़ में एक ऐसा बकरा पैदा हुआ जो बकरियों की तरह दूध देता है. Now Mirza is giving his research that how unusual things can happen. So the first research he gave is, he said in a city called Muzaffargarh in Pakistan, there is a male goat, and this male goat gives milk. Okay, so that is one research produced. And then Amir Ali नाम का एक सैयद लड़का हमारे गांव में अपने बाप के दूध पे परवरिश पाता है. He said that in our town there's a guy, his name is Sayyid, and he was fed on the milk of his father. Tahir, the research is on. Okay, then he said why? Because his mother died. And then he said ऐसा ही बाज़ लोगों का तजुर्बा है कि कभी रेशम के कीड़े की मादा बेनर के अंडे देती है. He says that now there is evidence that certain insects, they give eggs without any male interaction. And then the last thing is very interesting. बाज़ ने देखा है कि चूहा मट्टी खुश्क से पैदा हुआ, जिसका आधा धड़ तो मट्टी था, आधा चूहा था. He said that from the mud, a rat can be generated from the mud. Half of the body of the rat is mud and half of that is rat. So basically all of that is the research Mirza is doing to produce that how the miraculous things can happen. He produced 3 research. Number 1, there is a male goat, and this male goat gives milk. Number 1. And number 2, he said that this certain guy, he was fed on the milk of his father because his mother died. Second research. And third research is from the mud. Look at the
listen.
From the mud they are produced rat.
Okay.
Half of their body is mud, half of the body is rat. That's the research.
Tahir has landed himself, or Mirza has landed Tahir in a bigger ditch. Now, Tahir,
on the contrary, you guys are setting yourself up for failure.
No, wait. Tahir has to now produce a bakra, a goat, a male goat that gives milk. Okay. Tahir now has to produce a man who can breastfeed his child. Okay. Tahir now has to produce a chuha, a mouse that is born of dust or mud. Okay, so this is Tahir's prophet Mirza talking, giving evidence, speaking from ilham, because Mirza himself wrote that he speaks from ilham, from revelation, and Allah cannot leave him on error even for a moment. Even for a moment, Mirza cannot be upon an error. And now Mirza claimed that there was a goat, a male goat that gave milk. A man was breastfeeding his child, and a mouse was produced from dust. So Tahir was calling us Pendus. Clearly,
No,
Tahir's
I'll show
own
you. You're
prophet.
still Pendus, my friend. You're still
Tahir,
Pendus. I'm going to show you again.
Okay. So, we are Pendus. Fine. We are Pendus for questioning this in the 21st century. Can you now produce a bakra, a male goat that gives milk? Okay. And a man who can breastfeed his child. Okay.
Yeah.
Give milk to his child. Okay. I don't know. Have you ever tried it?
This is a really weird stream. This is a really weird stream.
No, wait 1 second.
It's a really weird stream, bro.
And a mouse that is born of dust, literally coming from dust. Okay.
Yeah.
So now can you produce a male bakra that gives milk?
I think before that, I think we should address what he was saying about, because he countered our argument, right? We said to him, produce something contemporary. He produced these research papers
1859, 1913.
1913.
And he claimed that this is
1899 and 1913. The person was born in 1859.
Yeah,
right.
So you use these
Brother Yamini, I have produced the actual research Mirza did.
No, don't worry, Muhammad Imtiaz Saib. You'll be embarrassed by the end of the stream. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
The trump card is Tahir, you always come across very arrogant. Wallahi, I am going to humiliate you, inshallah, today. Please stay here.
Listen, my friend, the only person, listen to me very carefully. This is a serious point.
Yes.
The Prophet Asalam received a revelation. This is not my 2 minutes, please. I just want to say this between us.
No preaching. No preaching.
No, it's not preaching. No. It's not preaching, my friend.
No,
I was going to say.
It's okay.
Allah told him.
No preaching.
You're so aggressive.
No preaching. You need to produce. No. Because you are coming now arrogant, inshallah, I'll give you at your level now. Now you need to produce the bakra. You need to produce the goat which gives milk.
I will. If
you need to show us. No.
I want to see the bakra that gives milk.
I want to see it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's cool.
You know, in Punjabi.
Do you believe? Tahir, do you believe?
You know, in the Punjabi language. You know,
Tahir, as a medical doctor, do you believe bakra gives milk?
What I'm astonished by is that am I allowed to answer? I don't know if I'm allowed to answer.
Yes. Do you believe that bakra? This is the question. Do you believe?
Can I start my 2 minutes then? If I'm going to show you all the evidence.
No 2 minutes. The question is, does bakra give milk?
Can I show you the evidence?
You can show the evidence.
Yes, you believe this, right? You believe this, right? You believe this, right?
The problem is you guys have no scientific understanding.
Wait. You believe that bakra gives milk? No, wait. Do you believe that bakra gives milk?
A goat, a male goat. Bakra is a male goat.
I'm not going to get you.
Do you believe that a male bakra gives milk?
This is an astonishing. You're trying to disprove the promised Messiah, alayhi salam.
This is You know,
is this comedy?
Imtiaz bhai,
you are using the word.
Calm down. Imtiaz bhai, calm down 1 second. 1 second. Tahir, he read from your prophet.
I'm going to answer.
Claimed that a male goat can give milk. Do you believe that a male goat can give milk? He's asking a very valid question.
Yeah. We're gonna let you explain your science and all of that. It's just before we give you those 2 minutes to explain that, we just want a simple answer from you. Do you actually believe this statement?
Yeah, I want to talk directly to him, brother Yemeni. Tahir, I'm talking to you right now. Tahir, do you believe a male goat? Sorry?
Have you stopped beating your mother?
What?
Have you stopped beating your mother?
I don't.
Yes or no?
No.
Yeah. Well, exactly. There you go. No. I don't want to know. I don't want a sentence. I want yes or no. You see? You should know, Adnan. Yes or no is not an acceptable.
Okay.
If you say yes, you stop. If it means no, means you still do it. right? You have to give somebody 2 minutes.
I'm not asking you to do
You're
yes
asking
or
me
no.
no question. You are.
Tahir, there are questions which do have yes or no answer. Are you stupid, Tahir? Yes or no?
Listen to me. Listen to me. Start my timer. I'm
No,
going to
no.
embarrass
Are you
you.
stupid? Yes or no?
Start
Okay,
my
we'll start his
timer.
timer. Let him produce a goat.
Yeah,
let him produce a bakra, a male goat that can give milk.
All right, 2 minutes.
And I wonder where the milk. Okay, wait. I have a question. Where would the milk come from? Where would the milk come from? Okay, which part? The balls, or the genital? Okay, or the back passage. Okay, wait. A bakra, a male goat. Look, a male goat can possibly give milk from where? There are only two passages. Okay, there is the front passage and there's the back passage. Where would the milk come from?
Anyway,
this is approaching an ambiguity that I'm not willing to engage with. If this kind of language is going to be used and this kind of vulgarity, in all honesty,
This is Mirza Ghulam saying this.
Can I speak? Are you people so shameless?
I'll give you the 2 minutes. I'll let you 2 minutes start now. Yeah.
Are you so shameless you don't let guests speak? Is this the Pakistani? I'm Pakistani. Is this the Pakistani host mentality at work?
No.
No, you need to let your guests speak. Right.
Well, you got 2
I
minutes.
know you are feeling the heat now. I know you're feeling the heat now.
I'm not feeling the heat. This is any person. I'll stop for 2 minutes. I'll include this as well. Any person who would watch. Am I started?
Yeah.
Any person who would watch the stream thinking this is about the signs of Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wassalam would be embarrassed for you. That's the reality. As for your points, they're absolute nonsense. The reality is that Ibn Kathir himself writes this in Al-Bidayah wal-Nihaya. Among the gifts for Egypt was a male goat that had udders and it gave milk. Imam as-Suyuti writes in his book Hasan al-Muhadira fi Tarikh Misr al-Qahira that a person was sent to the Khalifa Muqtadir with his male goat. His male goat had udders and gave milk, and this is narrated by Sawli and Ibn Kathir. As usual, you did not give the correct context of what Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salatu wassalam was saying. Yes. Second point, be quiet, my man. It's not your time. Second point, composition of breast fluid of a man with galactorrhea and hyperprolactinemia, Journal of Endocrinological Metabolic Health, 1981, March. There are cases of hormonal imbalance in which, as a result of excess prolactin hormone, which you probably guys don't even know about, can produce a milk production in males in rare occasions. In fact, this is thought to be one of the answers to the question as to why do men have nipples, which is a great biological question. And it's thought to be because if a newborn is born and the female dies, the mother dies in the act of birth, in extreme cases, there are cases where the man can actually breastfeed the child. Now, that's a scientific question, scientific point. You can go and research it, and it's to preserve the life of the child because they cannot produce. They need breast milk at that moment to survive. Now, you may laugh, Muhammad Imtiaz, but it's just shows a lack of understanding and intelligence on your part. In fact, so I've now again. This is turning into a scientific discussion on endocrinology. This has got nothing to do
how much time? I have to respond. How much time does Germany?
You're still interrupting. You're actually shameless. You actually have no shame. You're actually shameless. You asked me for evidence. I provide evidence from Imam Suyuti and Ibn Kathir. I've also shown you some evidence, which I can go through at length on from endocrinology, where there are cases where males can actually lactate. I don't know what your point is. Is this meant to be a joke? Like, this is turning into a joke. Is this meant to prove the non-truthfulness of the Prophet ﷺ? Is that what this is? Because this is pathetic. You guys can do better than this. You really can. I've seen you do better than this. Please try harder.
Okay. So
wait. Okay, just 10 seconds more. I want Tahir to have 10 more seconds. Okay. He claims to have produced evidence for a bakra that can give milk and a man who can breastfeed. So what about the mouse coming from mud? Okay. Do you have 10 seconds? Do you have anything on that? Very quickly.
No, I've got no evidence for that.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Now, very quickly, it does not need 2 minutes to respond all of that.
Why are you interrupting?
Tahir, why are you interrupting?
No, please go ahead. Wait. You're absolutely right. I'm not shameless like you. Continue.
Now.
Okay, fine. So clearly,
people can see. Just 1 minute. People can see, inshallah, that there is shame, there is not shame. Now, I want people to listen. The term he used, Alhamdulillah, I knew this response gonna come. Hormonal imbalance. Basically, he's saying that the reason Sayyida Maryam Salamun Alayha might have got pregnant without any male intervention because she was having hormonal imbalance. Wow, wow, this is the miracle you believe, right? And secondly, with regard to Chuha, there's still no evidence. Now you need to tell us, Tahir, today, okay? Because you quoted Al Bidayah wa Nihaya, you need to put on the screen, Tahir, the person of shame, Tahir, you need to put on the screen that Ibn Kathir said that this Bakra is the evidence that how Maryam could have got pregnant with Jesus without any male because that is the question. Mirza is addressing the question that Bakra and this Chuha, all of these are the examples that how Maryam could have got pregnant. Now, only two questions. I know, Tahir, you feel the heat now. I know, because you have no answer. I know that. Question number one. You have to tell clearly, Tahir. Are you saying that Sayyida Maryam Salamun Alayha has hormonal imbalance? If you say no, then why did you produce this all of that? Number one. Number two, are you saying that this was the Bakra evidence Ibn Kathir used to explain the miraculous birth of Jesus? Because this is our question. Okay, and number three, if you don't produce the Chuha research today, the mouse or rat research today, your answer is still incomplete. So you need to do more research on the Chuha as well.
Look. To be fair, we can contend every single point you have made. You know, all these points you have raised medically, we can contend every single one of them. Wait. Okay, wait. Yeah, but we want to make this conversation conclusive, right? So that audience can see that you will make up anything, you will bring up anything to save your lying Mirza, and that's why we are focusing on the Chua now. You know, you attempted to produce some medical research on a bakra, a male goat giving milk. You attempted by using these medical terms to produce evidence that a man can breastfeed a child and give milk to a child. Okay, no problem. Let's say for the sake of the argument, we accept. Now produce a chuha, a mouse that is half mud and half mouse. This is what Mirza said, right? That a chuha can come from mere mud, mere dust. A chuha, a mouse can be produced. Now, can you show that to us?
If I may.
Now, if that's not the case,
I can't show it.
You can't show it. So there you go. So this is good.
Can I answer the points that Muhammad Imtiaz made?
No, you can't. One second. You can. But you see, the point we're trying to make is that Mirza was making up things as he went along to support his theological views that he came up with himself. Maryam to him could not have possibly given birth to Isa alayhi salam miraculously. So this is why he was trying to give these biological references. But to him, this was biology. A bakra giving milk, a male breastfeeding a child, a chuha coming from mud. Okay, why is Mirza saying all these things? Maryam could not have possibly given birth to Isa alayhi salam miraculously. This has to be naturalistically explained. And this is why Qadianis are naturalists. Naturalists. Sorry.
I want to make a few comments here as well, inshallah.
Yamni, because Tahir said that he want to respond to my question. My question is only one very specific, because he said that all of this milk producing and the bakra thing is because of the hormonal imbalance. Do you believe, Tahir, that Sayyida Maryam Salamun Alayha, she had hormonal imbalance? That's why she got pregnant with Isa alayhi salam. This is my question you need to address. Yamni, please go ahead. Yamani.
So the thing is, what I found interesting in this exchange is that Mirza Ghulam says a male goat can produce milk. So what Tahir presented was from a Bidayah wa Nihaya. Obviously, we haven't actually seen the reference. I don't think it was cited fully. I think just the book. I don't think he provided a page number. But let's take him at his word.
Go for it.
But what he said was that this male goat had udders. This is an added detail which Mirza Ghulam did not have. So in order for you to provide evidence of what Mirza Ghulam has said, it has to be like for like.
I told you already, I can't provide the evidence.
No.
I don't understand.
You had an additional detail, right? So even if we are to accept the reference that you provided, hold on a second. Yeah? Even if we are to accept the evidence that you provided of this male goat with others, right? This is not what Mirza Ghulam referenced to. He just simply said a male goat producing milk, right? Nothing about an extra organ like others. Right.
Yeah. Others is just a word for goats and nipples. I mean, I really don't understand why we're talking about this. It's ridiculous. I don't.
Mind your language. Mind your language.
Like, it's becoming the same breast.
You are sitting in our house. Please mind your language.
What?
No, others is specific.
You are sitting in our house, Tahir. Mind your language. Behave a bit.
What did I say?
Why you using the word, shameless behavior and ridiculous? Why you doing that?
What did I say which was rude?
Address the point.
Simply address the point.
My brother, Tahir, let's calm down. Address the point.
I said breast. What's the matter?
Tahir.
Nipple. Okay.
Tahir,
it's a biological tissue.
Tahir, address the point.
This is Pendu. This is the Pendu mentality.
I know this is you don't need to repeat this.
Look, Tahir. Look how calm we are. Look how calm we are. Do we look at that?
Look how cheerful I am. May I speak, or is my 2 minutes to start? Please
yes,
let me know.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
tell us about
hormonal imbalance.
Tell us about a male goat with male features, without me going into the details, without me describing the anatomy or physiology of a male goat. I'm sure you know what a male goat is.
Yeah.
Tell me about a male goat that you can produce as evidence today. That can give milk.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think you should answer Imtiaz's question first.
I'll try and answer both. And frankly, this is going to be my last 2 minutes because I've got things to do, and this is just rubbish, frankly. So if you give me like 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be really grateful just to finish off, and you guys can talk about it.
I'll give you 3 minutes.
So sorry, what was that? You can or can't?
I'll give you 3 minutes.
Thank you, Jazakallah. Because this is just embarrassing, and I don't think I need to be here to aid your humiliation. You're doing it very well yourselves. So
we understand.
The fact of the matter is that galactorrhea, which occurs in men, is a nonsense. You can't talk about it in women because women actually lactate. So it wouldn't be a hormonal imbalance in women because they actually have high levels of prolactin and produce lactation. So it's a nonsense. The question you haven't answered of mine, which is why did Allah send to Hazrat Maryam alayhi salatu wasalam basharan sawiyan? Why does Allah mention that he was a well-proportioned, a handsome angel? You guys have to answer me this question in actual fact.
I can right now.
If there was no biological relevancy to it, why would Allah mention it? The second point I want to make is the second point I want to answer hormonal imbalance. I want to answer hormonal imbalance.
Jibreel would come in the form of Dahya al-Kalbi. For the same reasons, Jibreel would come in the form of a handsome man to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Wait. Using your logic. Jibreel came as a handsome man.
Where
does it say in the Quran? It's my 2 minutes. Not your 2 minutes. It's my 2 minutes.
You are insinuating a sexual.
I'm not doing anything. The Quran
wait.
What you want to prove? What you want to prove then?
No, I'm asking you. What do you understand?
No. 1 second. We'll give you 3 minutes. We'll give you 3 minutes. 1 second. You raised the point that why would Allah send a handsome man to Maryam? You are insinuating something sexual there. Now let me counter that by producing evidence from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that angel Jibreel would come in the form of a handsome man. Is there something sexual there?
Can I answer?
You would say no. You would naturally say no. So if there's nothing sexual there, there's nothing sexual in the case of Maryam also. Over to you, 3 minutes. So stop using this argument.
I'll answer you. And this time, do I get 3 minutes without interruption, or are you going to interrupt me after a minute?
No, you'll get 3 minutes. You'll get 3 minutes without interruption.
Fine. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to answer the actual point, which is all about hormonal imbalance, and I'm going to come to a non-side point. Hormonal imbalance is therefore not relevant because when you talk about males who have galactorrhea or excess prolactin, that is a hormonal imbalance for men, but it wouldn't be for women. That's the first thing. There are multiple other mechanisms which do not require any kind of imbalance with respect to a female, such as mosaicism or chimerism, right? which is where the female may have some sperm producing cells which are in the location of her egg, which can therefore produce sperm, and you can have autologous fertilization. So again, the key actual thing, which would have been a really interesting stream, which I would have really loved to have engaged with, would be a discussion on the nature of miracles, and how the Sunni Muslim perspective is that a miracle requires a law of nature to be broken, whereas the Ahmadiyya viewpoint is that Allah utilizes higher order laws of nature to actually supersede what appeared to be lower orders, just like magnetism would be seen to be miraculous to somebody who didn't know the law of magnetism, but it actually is not. It's the application of a higher law which defies gravity. So that, in actual fact, would be a really interesting discussion. But instead, you want to talk about others, which is just a reflection of your own mental state, frankly. The actual second point which Adnan made, which is that in relation to, I'm really sorry, Adnan, I'm going to ask you to interrupt. Can you just reiterate your point just so I can answer it? Is that all right? Sorry, my apologies. It's gone out of my mind. Can you please answer it? Make your point again.
I'll pause your time. I'll pause your time.
The point about angel?
Yes. Oh, yes. Can I please? Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Yes. So you're going to have to provide me an evidence from the Quran, actually, where anywhere in the Quran it talks about a handsome angel coming to the Prophet Muhammad. In the Quran, there's only one reference to an angel being handsome, and that's in relation to Hazrat Maryam. And her response to seeing the angel, Allah says, قالت, let me read it properly, actually. Yeah, here it is. It goes, قالت إني أعوذ برحمة. Sorry, let me go here. بشرا سويا قالت إني أعوذ بالرحمن منك إن كنت
Can I pause you there?
No, you can't. Come on, man. You got to show some
discipline.
You
can continue. Your time we will have your time.
The story
he's got less than a minute. He's got less than a minute.
How much time he has? How much time is going to take?
He's got less than a minute. I'm keeping time.
Right. I'd like some time added on, because this is obviously breaks your train of thought and then you have to go back again.
Agreed.
So you're going to have to actually show me the evidence where it talks about a handsome angel being sent.
Yes.
I'm also going to present to you verses of the Quran.
From the Quran, we will show you.
Oh, this is unbelievable. You're going to have to... What is wrong with you guys? Just keep your mouth shut for 5 minutes. It's not hard.
Can you complete?
I've lost my train of thought. No, you can't. I'm talking. Just mute yourselves if it's that hard. Like, this is not appropriate.
I've given you additional time so you can recollect your thoughts.
All right, fine. So the other point I want to make is the Holy Quran talks about Hazrat Maryam in Surah Al-Tahrim, chapter 66, verse 12, and it states, it says, so it says, فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِنَا وَصَدَّقَتْ بِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّهَا. Now this, as you may well know, has been taken to refer both to Maryam, the male participle has been taken to refer to Maryam, as well as Isa alayhi salam by the Mufassirin. The third and final point I want to make is that it is you who in fact insult the prophets of God. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and I'll finish on this point, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, you believe, went up to heaven. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told in Surah Bani Israel, Hal kuntu illa bashara rasul, when he was asked if he could go to heaven. You insult the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because you say that he did not possess a quality which Isa alayhi salam possessed. You attribute to Isa divine qualities which are incompatible with being a man sent as a messenger. So this is in actual fact the real insult that you give to Isa alayhi salam. And finally, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam claimed to be the spiritual similitude of Maryam, the spiritual similitude of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. So it's complete nonsense to say that he insulted them, because he believed he was their modern day presentation. He was the example. He was the mithal of them. I'm going to finish there. You can say whatever you want behind my back. I'm not really interested. I'll tune back. No, I'm going. I've got stuff. No, seriously, I was going to watch. No, I'm sorry. I'm moving house.
Yeah, we don't need him here for.
Thank you, Tahir. Thank you, Tahir Said. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you first of all for having me on and eventually letting me say a few things. But just keep doing these streams, because the more streams you do like this, the more you guys show how lacking in arguments you have if you have to resort to goat others. All right,
We'll continue. Don't worry. We'll continue.